sure by now all of you are aware that Woodmore are the online expert when it comes to spare parts. And the best point is that they have the spare parts for all vehicles available in India. So even if your car is out of production now, maybe you have a large generation model, even then they have the spare part available. They have the entire catalog. And the best point is that they have the same spare part from a host of different component makers, which gives you great flexibility in the pricing overall. So check them out today. Check out the app. It's available both for iOS as well as Android devices. And also check out the website for the latest schemes as well as offers. Woodmore.com, the expert of online spare parts. Well, so here I'm driving the Skoda Slavia, and in today's video we're going to tell you the top 5 reasons why you should consider buying this car, and maybe a couple of reasons or maybe 3 reasons why you should not consider it and buy something else instead. Now the first reason why a lot of you will not consider this car is simply because it's not an SUV, it's a sedan, and right now SUVs really are the hot flavor. So some of you might go to the dealership and just say, why shouldn't I buy the Kushaq instead of this? And maybe you're right, because the Kushaq definitely has more road presence. It's a more taller car, and just gives you a sense of that SUV stance, that 4x4 stance. So that's probably one reason that it's not an SUV. It's a saloon, sedan, whatever you want to call it, and that for any of you will be reason number 1 why you should not consider buying the Skoda Slavia. Second reason why I think you should not consider buying this car is because the stiffness in the suspension setup. Yes, it is a stiff suspension setup, and that coupled with the fact that the seats they're not as cushiony as its main rival, the Honda City. That also is something which a lot of buyers might just feel that could have been better. So the seat comfort and the stiff suspension means that this car doesn't feel as pliant or as comfortable on long distance journeys as the City does. That's another reason. And the third reason that I would tell you not to buy this car is that some of the cabin interiors, some of the odds and ends aren't the best in the business. Now I don't mean it in quality, but just the placement. For instance, the AC knob, the AC control is placed here right at the bottom, and it's a touch panel. It's not like a rotary dial. So that's something which a lot of you will not enjoy using. The second thing is that the rear view mirror, or the rear view parking cameras viewer, not the mirror, the rear view parking cameras viewer, it's not HD, it's very low definition. It'll remind you of an old VGA camera, and that's also something which a lot of you will not enjoy too much. So these are a few things which spoil the overall luxury experience inside the car. It spoils the overall feeling of being in a posh and upmarket saloon, sedan, whatever you want to call it. And these are a few things which I thought I should mention. Apart from that, there are lots of reasons to like this car as well. What should you talk about first, or what should I talk about first? Well, the first thing is, of course, this beautiful 1.5 turbocharged petrol engine. When it comes to TSI technology, when it comes to dual clutch gearbox technology, I think the Skoda VW/Audi group is the best in the business, and they really know how to make these engines. It's a creamy engine, it's a rich engine, it's a fantastic engine in terms of its power delivery, 150 bhp, so ample power available. It's really a fantastic engine and gearbox to operate, and you also get these flappy pedals which are very quick responding gearbox, and this makes it the best engine and gearbox on offer in this segment. If you want to buy a sedan, you surely get a CVT on the City, which feels nice to drive. It's good enough, the VTEC engine is good enough, but this one just is a pure driver's delight. If you're an enthusiast, if you're a great fan of driving sporty cars, nice handling cars, dynamic cars, then you'll enjoy this engine and the gearbox. So that's one big reason to buy it. The second big reason, well, I should have been talking to you about it from the back seat and from sitting outside and showing you the boot. But the second big reason why I should buy this car is because of the excellent boot space. Over 500 liters, huge boot, and the excellent space in the back seat. And now, when I did review this car, I was driving this car with Javed Khan from Motorbeam, and he sat in front and drove this car on. He's 6'2", and I sit in the back. And even then, there was plenty of place in the back seat. So if your chauffeur's shorter, he's about 5'6" or 5'7", and you yourself about 5'7" or 5'8", then the rear seat really is the business end. It's fantastic to be in, and just another big reason why you should consider buying this car. Those are two big and strong reasons why I should buy it. Reason number 3 why you should consider buying this car is because of its size and its shape, and also because of its looks on the outside. It might not be an SUV, but I think it looks very sharp, very dynamic. It's a good looking car, and it's also a very long car. It's the longest in its segment. and that gives it great amount of road presence. If you are someone who wants to be respected, people look at you and they see your car, and you feel also proud to own a good set of machine wheels, then you'll really enjoy this car in your driveway. It looks very good, it looks the part, and really that is something which is fantastic. The fourth reason why I should buy this car is because of the technology on offer. Now, it's not only about the in-car entertainment or about the cool front seats, these kind of features, which are fancy features and, segment first features. They're not really segment first, but features which you don't find in a lot of other cars. The highlight, of course, is the cylinder, the activation technology, which you get on this car. And that's a technology which usually you find in cars at 3 or 4 times this price. Really, it's a fantastic technology. What it essentially means is that when you're driving this car at normal speeds, or you're cruising along or coasting along, then the engine and the telematics and the computer on board will figure out how much power and torque you need. And what it'll do is shut off 2 cylinders. So instead of 4, you'll only be using 2, and that will result in great fuel efficiency. And Skoda is claiming very high fuel efficiency figures for this car, and they're saying that this is the best in terms of overall efficiency, one of the best, and it really negates the use of a diesel engine on their car. So that's what they're saying, and I think it's quite true, because this technology, we've not heard of it in cars which are twice or thrice the price or less than that. So really goes to show you that technology is coming down, and Skoda is offering you the best in terms of the technology that is available out there. So that is another big reason why you should consider buying this car. What else is there? Well, overall, I think it's quite a nice car to drive. There are, of course, some weaknesses which I mentioned at the beginning of the video, so do keep those things also in mind. One thing which I didn't like is the overall cabin ambience and the feel. It doesn't feel special enough. It feels pretty average, pretty ordinary. Sorry for that, but it does. And if you're spending so much money, the engine is fantastic. It's a great car to drive, but ultimately, when you're sitting inside the car, you don't feel like you spent close to 18 or 19 lakh rupees. That's something which you do feel when you're buying the ZX version of the City CVT. So keep these things in mind and make a sensible and balanced buying decision. If you've enjoyed watching this video, do give us a like, and if you want to watch the rivals of this car, then you can click on the pop-out banner. You can check out all the other videos of its rivals. We'll see you in the next one.